Please don't come to my house and beat me up because I love pineapple on pizza, because I know there's some people who probably will do that. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is doing good. This video is going to be on unpopular opinions. So opinions that I've had arguments with people about, or that I probably will have arguments with people about sometime in the future. So some of these things are probably going to make people absolutely hate me. So I have my piping hot tea today, and every time we spill the tea, we're going to take a sip of it. Like so. Okay, so the very first opinion is kind of weird. Whenever I'm in the grocery store and I see in the dairy section some eggs, it bugs me so much because I think eggs should be in the meat section. And here's why. So dairy comes from cows and it's a product of cows. Milk, cheese, butter, eggs. So find the differences, you know. Milk, cheese, and butter all come from cows and they all come from like a product of cows. But eggs come from chickens and they're not a product of chickens, they're like baby chickens. So they will eventually be a chicken. So I think they should be in the meat aisle, just saying. The next thing is, I don't think that Disneyland is all that great. Like, I know a lot of people say it's like the happiest place on earth and it's super magical and all that stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of the lines and I'm not a huge fan of all the people like everywhere constantly and just how busy it is all the time. If it was a little bit smaller and had less people just packed in like little sardines, and if the lines were less long than 2 hours long, then like yeah, I totally like it. But I just think it's overrated. People just play it up too much, and it's definitely a fun thing, but it's not like a necessity for American families to go to. Alright, and then this next one, I didn't think it was an unpopular opinion, but then I started talking to people about it and I realized that literally everyone I've talked to is the exact opposite of me in this. I think that boneless wings are better than traditional wings. And here's why. Because do you really want to go out to eat and get your hands all messy and have to work around a bone? Like, that's so much work. You could just get boneless wings and save so much time and effort just by eating it. And I know it's almost pretty much like a chicken nugget, but it's not a chicken nugget because it's still a wing, but it's kind of a chicken nugget. But who doesn't like chicken nuggets? Chicken nuggets are great. Anyway, I also think Hawaii is overrated. Like, I know it's a great place, but there's so many other places that are just as tropical and just as much of a paradise if you want to take a vacation. There's like Bora Bora, there's Cancun, there's basically just a bunch of other places that no one really talks about as much as Hawaii. I would much rather go to a place that is still tropical but doesn't have as many tourists and doesn't have as much stuff going on, because I feel like if I went to Hawaii with all those people around, I wouldn't really be able to relax and like have a fun time because there's just so many tourists everywhere. So yeah, Hawaii's overrated, in my opinion. Oof, I can feel people hating me already. In my opinion, the movie The Breakfast Club isn't that great of a movie. I feel like a lot of people that I talk to are like, oh yeah, The Breakfast Club, that's like a classic movie, like you have to see it. Like, no, I could have gone through my life without really seeing it and just been as happy with my life. I feel like it's okay, but it's just really random and like it's not really done very well. The next thing is, there's this thing that's been going on in pop culture lately. It's just like the breathy female pop star, like Dua Lipa and Camila Cabello. Just female pop stars that just sing in a really breathy way. I am not a huge fan of that style because I feel like really if you're a girl with a couple of vocal lessons, pretty much anyone can sound like that. And there's just so many female artists out there that have that sound nowadays that I feel like it's just so unoriginal. One of those artists could sing all of the other artists' songs and you wouldn't really be able to tell. If you're going to be a singer, you should have your own specific style that you stick to that is not just a copy of everyone else. So I don't like grape flavored things. Most people don't like grape flavored things that I know. Grape flavor is just a weird flavor. But I like grape flavored medicine. Like Motrin that's grape flavored, that I could drink that stuff like water. It's super good. I have no idea why, but I just love the way that grape medicine tastes. Also, I'm not a big fan of burgers. Is that weird? I feel like burgers are like a bunch of stuff thrown together. It's like the classic American dish, whatever, but they're just not that great. I don't know, there's just something about a burger that makes me feel like, oh, like I really want a burger right now. It's too bready usually, and yeah, sorry. Speaking about food though, next opinion is that I am a huge fan of pineapple on pizza. I absolutely love pineapple on pizza. I think the sweet and the salty balance each other out perfectly. My favorite kind of pizza is any pizza with pineapple on it. And yeah, I just think it's delicious. Please don't come to my house and beat me up because I love pineapple on pizza, because I know there's some people who probably will do that. Next unpopular opinion is, I'm a big fan of staying in on weekend nights. On Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes I just like to stay in and just like watch Netflix and be by myself. I don't know if that's just because I'm kind of an introvert, even though I'm not. I really love just being off of school and off of work and not really having anything to do, and just going to bed early, like watching TV and going to bed early, and just like having a self-care night. I think that's just so relaxing and so fun. I know people that party every single weekend, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Of course, I like going to a good party every once in a while, but I feel like staying in on a weekend night should just be normalized, and like FOMO shouldn't be a thing, because being wherever you are should be okay. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of going out every single weekend. It just gets tiring after a while, and like, being at home is nice. My next opinion is that I like candy corn. I don't think it's that bad. Okay, so this next one, it's something that I don't really think is voiced a lot, if ever. But in our society, of course, it's not okay to make black people jokes. Of course, it's not okay to make like Mexican people jokes. People will take offense. But I've never seen anyone take offense at making Asian jokes. Like a lot of times at work and like at school, people will make fun of me for not being able to see as much, like, oh, can't you open your eyes all the way? Even though I'm only half. I feel like it's just normalized to make Asian jokes. Like, I've never seen anyone get offended about it. Even Asian people, they usually just laugh it off. But I don't think that should be accepted, you know? If it's bad to make black and Mexican jokes, then we shouldn't be making Asian jokes either. If you are a race, it's, in my opinion, it's okay to make fun of that race, because that's what you are. I make white people jokes and Asian jokes all the time. And if you're black, you should be able to make black jokes if you want to. And if you're Hispanic, you should be able to make those jokes too. But just like a white person wouldn't make a black person joke, I don't think it should be as culturally accepted as it is. Girl, this tea is piping hot. Okay, and also, I know that in the United States, it is very mainstream to go to college. You go to school, and then you graduate high school, and then you go to college, and that's just it. And there's this stigma that if you don't go to college, you don't have a future. In a lot of ways, that is true, because we live in a society where a lot of jobs require education, and by education I mean actual credentials, like a piece of paper saying that you physically went to school and were educated. But I don't think that college should be mandatory, and I don't think that people should judge other people for not going to college. I know a lot of people that didn't go to college, and they're actually living their best lives right now and finding, like, making enough money to live off of and building careers off of things that they love to do. And on the flip side, I've known a lot of people that did go to college and got their degree, but don't actually ever use their degree. They're doing something that's completely different from their degree that doesn't require any of the education that they got. And I think that's a waste of time and money. Like, if you don't want to go to college, or if you feel like it's not right for you, you shouldn't be pressured to go to college. It just shouldn't be the norm to just always have to go to college and have that be the most important thing ever. So I've been spilling so much tea that I just ran out, so let me go get some more. One sec. Alright, so that is all for today. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Also comment if you guys have any unpopular opinions that you want to share. I would love to hear them. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Why even are eggs in the dairy section? They're a meat.